Yo, this is Symbolic, a walk on the blockchain, and I wanted to talk with you today about three things that I find pretty amazing that is possible right now on what we call Web3, the distributed web of 2021. So the fact that what we have Twitter, tools like Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse, and how they work in order to, like, Twitter points you to whether it's a space or whether it's a Clubhouse, and the Clubhouse allows for people to get to know you. You can click through and see your art. Hello neighbor. And then there's the actual marketplace. So for example, I'm on Near, so as I'm talking with people, I say go to Mintbase. There are other options. For example, if you're on the Ethereum blockchain as opposed to Near, then you can point people to your OpenSea, or you have a bunch of other of course fancy stores that have their own benefits and whatnot. But I just think that it's quite remarkable because now the artists can get in front of people and they can learn about your story, your process, and then you point them right to your store. My store is Symbolik. If you go to OpenSea, Symbolik. But my music and my most recent releases have been on Mintbase. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about how those three things are really, really amazing, because it allows for us to build that community, which that's one thing I had to learn, like, over time. People jump in and they want to sell, but really, like, you gotta, as people say, add value to community. And when you add value, people are like, yo, that's that person. You can draw, like, I could draw at least a parallel, with hip hop. When someone comes and they roll in a certain way, they play their part. In Toronto, for example, there weren't jams at a certain point. All the jams were, like, quite centralized. And then our crew, Cryptic Souls, we did some of the first weekly hip hop that featured Canadians. So that was I'd say, an example of value. The same thing goes when it comes to the digital crypto Web3 space. Symbolic on the blockchain. Peace. Yo, Symbolic on the blockchain. Just going for a little walk, and figured I would just want to have a word with you about something that's called a DAO. By the way, it's a beautiful, beautiful fall day in Scarborough, Toronto. Now, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, and so it's a new form of governance that is really emerging and evolving, and you can find a lot of DAO action on the blockchain, the various blockchains. I actually joined a DAO today, like formed a DAO, and so that's an onboarding DAO on the Near blockchain. And a DAO will have a purpose or a goal. For example, there are DAOs for supporting women and buying NFTs from women, or there are DAOs for a number of different things. Our particular DAO in Near is called the onboarding DAO, and so we are tasked to bring people to welcome people into the Near ecosystem and let them know where they can go to, for example, communities where different guilds might be, or different creative spaces, or otherwise that will be of benefit to them. So the word of the day is DAO. Thank you for taking a walk with Symbolic on the blockchain. Peace. What's up? Symbolic, a walk on the blockchain. I wanted to talk about, on this fall day, the seagulls are out. Whoa. I wanted to talk about something called a metaverse. Now, I was introduced to crypto voxels, actually. That was the first metaverse that I believe I was introduced to, and it was because in the NXM Music Guild, my introduction into the Near blockchain, we'd be holding events. Big up Dow Records, big up all of the artists in the Music Guild, whether musical or visual or any type of artist. In fact, big ups artists of the world. Near might be the blockchain for you, at least upcoming one. Anywho, so we'd have these events. So, you know, metaverse is digital 3D space in which you can do a number of things. It's like a video game, but normally it's not a video game. In some cases, like Sandbox, which is another, it's the one that Snoop dropped his I don't know, collectibles and wearables and has a mansion. But that one's more of a video game. It has video game functionality, whereas CryptoVoxels is kind of strictly for congregating and events. People buy parcels of land. I guess they call them parcels in CryptoVoxels. And so you can put, you know, if you go to one of these events, typically you'll see like a, what do you call it? Like you could have a Twitch feed or YouTube feed on the wall. You could have NFTs that you can click through and engage with. In fact, they really blew up when the height of the pandemic was happening. And so on this fall day, I'm just thinking that chances are it's gonna, as we go inside for the winter in the Northern Hemisphere, there's gonna be a lot of action on those spaces. So they include, for example, yeah, I mentioned CryptoVoxels, Decentraland. There's a number of them. So look up metaverse. The word of the day, Symbolik on the blockchain. Yo, what's up? This is Symbolik with a walk on the blockchain. I'm Symbolik and
Michi.
Yo, and we figure we're going to talk about digital collectibles, what they are, where you can get them, and you know, what's your favorite collectible?
I have two.
So say it.
Pokemon and Blades.
All right. They're not. I don't think they're on Near quite yet, but you know, maybe one day. So of course, as the name suggests, collectibles are things that you can collect, and on the blockchain, it allows for you to be able to, for people to be able to mint, and then you can, you know, verify, validate that this is in fact a unique instance of whatever the thing is. And in fact, right now on Paris, which is one of the places where you can go and grab some collectibles, there are like I think it's 0.1. You've got a number of different collectibles that are available right now as we speak, as, you know, an initiative to, you know, drive collection and, you know, activity on the Near ecosystem. So go check out Paras, PARAS.ID. The other place where you can purchase, other market basically where you can purchase things on the Near ecosystem is the mint-based market. And so, wow, look at this beautiful tree. So yeah, so basically, you know, you would create your art, you mint it. Paras is like collectible cards, so there's very little, you know, motion and animation. If you wanted to mint something like my type of stuff, if you go look up Symbolik, Symbolik on Mintbase, you'll see that there's some of them are more, you know, heavy in terms of animation and motion. I use video, 360, etc., etc. But you know, it is very dope because it's really a central part of the ecosystem. You know, it adds another instance, another example of how or use case for crypto, for the blockchain. We have the monetary. Now we also have NFT as a use case. And so, yeah, I would say make sure you go check out Paris. You find a new favorite artist, and check out definitely Mint-Base. A lot of creative stuff happening there. Symbolik on the blockchain. Symbolik, and I'm, NearCon, it's NearCon season, and so I wanted to talk about Near, why I'm bullish on Near. And here we are, Toronto, Canada, in Hyde Park. And Near has a great growing community. There's investment, a lot of investment in this particular blockchain as well. There's a lot being built out. Mint-Base has been up and running, and continually improvements are being made. Also, Near is proof of stake and certifiably green. I think that's good and exciting. A lot of people, that's the question they ask about NFTs and the crypto space, because a lot of people are anchored in ETH. With Near, there's a lot of room for growth. That's why for example, with artists, I always say, we are getting in on the ground floor as the blockchain is being built up, as the value is being built up and added. Our art is a part of it. It's a part of the proof case for the particular blockchain. So all that to say, hey, look, doggies, statue doggies. All that to say, yeah, I'm definitely bullish on Near, and I feel like it's a great place to build. There are relationships with the guilds and the DAOs with the devs. It unites, the developers in common vision. There's room to actually have your voice heard, and to have your hand in the direction that the blockchain goes. So yeah, all those things are why I would say it's for artists, for devs. Not to mention, if I didn't mention, there's a ton of investment that's being put into development of this newer blockchain with so much potential. Woo. It's a pop-in block that I'm on today. So, Symbolik, a walk on the blockchain. Peace. Yo, welcome to another week, another beautiful day. Symbolik on the blockchain. And today I wanted to speak about getting started with NFTs. There are different types of NFT art, and in fact that's something that's being defined on an ongoing basis. Very popular initially were like pixel art. You might have heard of CryptoPunks. It really evolved on to the point where you had more 3D as well as paintings. Eventually photography became really recognized, and let's say generative art is hot right now. Now the question is, really, what do you want to create? What do you want to create that people will want to support you? It's really showing support, to own that authentic NFT, to have someone or a project's NFT in your wallet. It's a show of support. That said, the question is, what kind of talent do you have? And really, it can be any type of talent. It can be dancing, it can be singing. Even I've heard of performative, where when you purchase the NFT, you'll get like either a Zoom I'd imagine people doing the same with in person. One thing that I would caution, a really good idea that I've heard being stated, is to, there's the temptation to just jump onto Ethereum, the first blockchain that allows for NFTs. But it can be really expensive, and making mistakes, that learning process will be, or can be, extremely expensive and frustrating for that reason. What's up, squirrels? I would say a good idea would be to jump over and check out Near, because you can go to mintbase.io, mint your stuff, check out how things work. It's not unlike, uploading, let's say, to YouTube, except that is immutable, and on the blockchain, when someone purchases that NFT, it's, trackable, and it's all, visible. Oh, here I am in a baseball diamond. Yeah. If you're into collectibles, Paris is a good place to mint on Near. And so, yeah, it's really a process. You just got to do it, learn, experiment, and you'll do some dope stuff. Symbolik on the blockchain. Yo, what's up? Another walk with Symbolik on the blockchain. It's a rainy day, but a suitable day, I think, to go back to the basics and ask, what are NFTs? Everyone's buzzing about NFTs. Non-fungible token, originally built onto the Ethereum blockchain. So non-fungible, meaning the opposite is fungible, which would be like the American dollar, the pound, gold, where one instance of a thing has the same value as any other comparable instance of that thing. Like if, for example, I owed you, I don't know, 20 bucks. You don't look at the serial number when I give you that 20 bucks. Doesn't matter. Any 20 bucks is fungible and has the same value. So with NFTs adding this non-fungible token, which you can find now on other blockchains, for example, Near, Solana, etc. The important thing to note is that those fungible tokens had a big impact on the art world. Now you can have a piece of art that has its own inherent value. People can purchase it and resell it. It can have different owners, and that's leveraging from the technology of the blockchain. So NFTs, what they do is they allow for you to also kind of make promises around your work, or it doesn't even have to be art, but just art was heavily impacted by NFTs. For example, you have people who are saying, with the purchase of this artwork or this representation in NFT form of this artwork, you get this perk or that perk. You get access to this area in my Discord, or airdrops being, extra stuff. Afrodroids are great with that. Wearables, or it could be win a chance to come to my concert or something like that. The NFT is really like a receipt, but it's a receipt that is powered by the technology of our time. So when people, get creative with it, you're able to do so much more in terms of engaging with the people who love your art. It's really, though, what is the thing you want to NFTify? We'll go a little bit more into that another time, but for now, Symbolik on the blockchain, NFTs. What can be NFTified? This? Sure. This? Yeah, I guess. This? What's up? This is Symbolik on the blockchain. Wanted to talk about what could be minted. The term is minted. Goes very closely with last week's question of what is an NFT. Really, the way to look at an NFT is kind of like a contract or like a receipt. It's a proof of participation. You really find interesting use cases for NFTs. Blockbar creates NFTs that correlate to actual wines and spirits. You can buy an NFT that represents an actual item that exists, that represents an actual wine. You have people who are creating NFTs and then, for example, having unlockable things like music or even performances. What can be turned into an NFT, since it's really something that represents a relationship with the creator as well as the supporters, you can really get creative with it. You could have an NFT and then have unlockable things that exist outside of the NFT. There's a sister, Cost Culture on IG, who is looking at NFTs as far as how they can relate to her fashion creations. She's not the only one. What I would say is you can look at the NFT as the way that you can immutably, using the blockchain, such as Near, track, certify. It's a way of authenticating participation, and then as it builds out, you can have things that relate to that in the real world. People are talking about the applications where, for example, a house can have an NFT, and that will track the ownership or the state of the house. Governments are talking about the same thing, healthcare. So really, now is the time where what can be NFTified, minted, is being defined, and your imagination is the only limit. Symbolik on the blockchain. Peace.